doesn't want you a dog crosser? That's a question that usually gets asked, as though you have to be one or the other. But I ask you, if you want to get your visit from a therapy animal, which would you rather see? A cat, a dog, or a horse? Hi, I'm Bristol, and I'm a member of the Evergreen 4-H Club. I'm 12 years old, and the title of my presentation is Miniature Horses as Therapy Animals. When I get asked cats or dogs, I can never choose. I like them both for different reasons. But there's just something special about all horses, and it can be a great option for therapy too. But what benefit is there to using horses in therapy? How do you know if your horse has the right personality to be used? What training do they need? These were questions I had, and maybe you would too. I will go over them today. Using animals as a source of encouragement isn't very anything new. Animals act as a source of companionship and comfort, which can help lower depression and blood pressure and motivate patients to move. Miniature horses are great therapy animals. There's just something special about all horses, but miniature horses are the best for the job. They're about the size of big dogs and have no trouble fitting through a door. And plus, most people get intimidated by big horses, but not by minis. Wouldn't seeing a horse walking here brighten up your day? Just as not all dogs would be appropriate as therapy animals, not all horses would either. A mini might be mini, but they could still bite and their kicks still pack a punch. So choosing animal with the right temperament is vital. The American Miniature Therapy Horse Association has some guidelines you should follow when considering the therapy horse program. The first thing to understand is each animal has their own individual personality, and that you should work with it. We found this out with our horse Autumn. We found out that food changes the way she behaves. So when we give her treats, she becomes very pushy. We found this out when we took her to a nursing home as the residents gave her treats, and that turned out to be a big mistake. Because then she started getting really pushy and we had to take her away. That taught us an important lesson. After we changed our approach, we wanted her after she did her job, she behaved like a perfect angel. Each animal has their own unique way of doing and understanding things, and trainers should take that into consideration. Training is also an important part of a therapy animal. Obviously, they should know how to walk respectfully on a lead rope and have good ground manners, because they may have to maneuver around people or equipment, and that's vital that they listen well. Next, get your horse used to being touched, even in ways they probably won't experience in therapy. Touch them all over them. You can't predict everything that might happen, and you want to do your best to ensure that they're using their best behavior. They grow if a patient with shaky hands accidentally pokes in their eye, or trips and falls next to them. Next, get them used to loud noises, falling objects, wheelchairs, and caves, which might look scary to a horse think it's a weapon, and so on. You can't predict everything, but desensitizing a horse to strange things can reduce the chances of spooking. A spooked horse is a dangerous horse. Horses are prey animals. When they feel in danger, they have a fight or flight reaction, neither of which you want to trigger on a therapy animal. The more you walk with your animals well, the more they will put their trust in you, which will also reduce the chances of spooking. A therapy horse should get used to going inside of buildings, which may not seem like a big deal. After all, they should be used to going inside a barn. But a house or a human building is a whole different experience. Things will smell different, things will look and sound different. There might be stairs, slippery floors, or automatic doors. But aside from spooking, what's another fear reaction from a horse? Pooping! They will get instant loose bowel movement and boy does that splatter when it hits the floor. They may even be behaving themselves, but their nerves will get the best of them. Desensitize, so get them used to all sorts of scenarios. Bring them a house, take them on walks, and expose them to as many new things as you possibly can. That will also build their trust in you. So even if you come across something you could never predicted, they will put their trust in you. When we are walking with Autumn, we took her for walks downtown like she was a dog. This is us taking her up the stairs of our local post office and down where we are chow now. And she does slip a little bit on the ground because it's not great footing, but she didn't spook, so that was good for her. We've also taken her into the town gazebo, which had a couple of stairs, up to an ice cream stand, through traffic, past barking dogs and excited little kids on bicycles. Speaking of which, what's the reaction of most kids when they see a little horse? Even when you tell them to be careful, they come running at you with their hands in the air. Getting your pony accustomed to these things would be beneficial. Autumn has, this is me, in the top left is me ponying Autumn, and in the bottom right is me riding Autumn. This is around town to get her used to her surroundings. Autumn has no official certifications, but I feel like she has a lot of potential. But she has already done many of the things required of a therapy horse. We have taken her to the Discovery Center. We've taken her to libraries to encourage kids to read, and we've taken her to our hippology study group, to hippology and horseful study group, and yet she still hasn't pooped. That may not seem like a big deal, but it is. This is us taking her to a nursing home. In conclusion, if I want to one day wish to get official, I will use the guidelines put out by the American Miniature Therapy Horse Association. Their organizations can offer certification tests for minis to help ensure they have the certification to do their job. In that test, they go over many of the things we have already been training her to do, such as walking respectfully on a lead road, allowing people to touch her all over, staying calm around loud noises and wheelchairs, and going inside buildings, and not pooping. Animals have minds of their own, and you can't 100% sure that nothing will go wrong, but you can help prepare them for a job with training and exposure. Thank you. Do y'all my sponsors? Any questions?
Yes. How often do you take your horse for nursing home visits or the like?
The question was, how often do I take my horse out to like nursing homes? We haven't been doing it for a long a while because we recently switched counties, but we haven't gone to nursing homes in a while with her. Just we do walk with her often.
Why did you select this topic?
The question was, why did I select this topic to speak about? I just decided I was. The original plan was that I was gonna bring my horse in here, but then that just didn't really end up working out. So I never ended up getting to bring her in. And it's a pretty interesting topic.
So you mentioned that she did most of the requirements for the Therapy Association requirement. What reason does she not have the certification yet?
The question I was just asked was, why is Autumn not certified if she has already done almost everything she would need to do? We just haven't gotten around to getting her certified. I might someday get her certified as an official therapy animal.
Thank you very much.
Now you're all done.